the authority to declare new trends into effect. If you are willing to allow Jordan Peele to bring in some new consciousness that you guys want to refer to as a terminology such as in the sunken place, he has nowhere near the experience, not just in comedy, but I mean just as a black figure in this world that we look up to, quote unquote, look up to. He definitely doesn't have the kind of legacy Dave Chappelle has. So if you guys are willing to allow Get Out to make things trend, I'm going to allow Dave Chappelle's new comedy special he did for Netflix. I was a little speculative, I was a little skeptical, yes, that's what I'm looking for. I was a little skeptical of it, but it was actually dope. He talked on a lot of shit and talked about a lot of real shit. So this age of spin goes back to what was going on in the 60s, and there was a lot of things going on in the 60s. We had the counterintelligence program. We had all of our leaders for various groups, various groups around the world. Leaders were silenced, and political revolutionaries and freedom fighters of all nationalities, all ethnicities were all locked up. We had our leadership severely removed from everyone of every underground village. The Zeph side is universal. It touches every part of the globe. The Zeph side is anywhere under Mount Zion.
It's for
Mount
everybody,
Zion
all
is
races.
The apex of consciousness. At the top of Mount Zion is Kush. If you can get there, you climb the mountain. But we all live under the mountain, We're all in the Zeph side. This is Zeph Coast. We're on the West Coast. Quantum level of California. This is Zeph Coast, post West Coast, post NWA, post Dr. Dre, post Snoop Dogg, post Dog Pound, post Death Row, post Pop, Thug Immortal, Don Illuminati, post all of that. We are here on the Zeph Coast where Warform has been created. D'Antvert had touched the world with Zeph, which prompted the formation of Last Villains Left. However, Devious Minds has been here since approximately 2016. Me and Torch started Devious back then. Devious has been in the works this entire time while everybody else was waiting for this consciousness #woke shit to trend. We were already on it for years. Living in the underground. And any of the rejects of the underground who are getting this broadcast and feel this message, you don't walk among the surface dwellers. Don't let the surface dwellers make you feel like you're the outcast, like you're an alien. No, they're the aliens, man. We're the ones who are native to this place. But things have gotten a lot worse.
Got the ancestors moving through us, you know what I mean? You gotta.
And each of the rejects out there, you need to let your ancestors move through you and let your ancestors guide you to the highest point of the apex of consciousness that we call Kush, which is Mount Zion, and the light of illumination that enlightens us.
Sublime illumination.
And with what Frankova was talking about the world getting worse, one thing I want to bring up is this technology. What they started doing in the 60s was preparing for the world we live in now. They were building technologies that we didn't have. We were listening to CD players,
VHS and CD players, even
VHS,
45s, 33s and shit.
Quantum shit. If you think they built nuclear bombs, what do you think else they were able to build?
They had the Mandela effect.
That's the reason why we have touch screens, and now they've even reprogrammed our reality from Dimension A to Dimension B, which is why there's been now yet the creation of Dimension CX. We're not going to get into that right now. However, I want to point out that the technology that was developed and the social engineering that was put into the school system, which is why a lot of the rejects of the Broken Batch era being born in 95, if you're born in 96, you're post Broken Batch. If you're born in 94, for most cases, you're before. You were probably, if you're born in 93 or earlier 94, you're part of the before the Broken Batch. 95, we are the first batch of Indigo kids. Prankova was born December 24th, 1994. He's pretty much a part of the 95 cutoff, If you're around the end of December, you might still be a part of the Broken Batch, but we were the first batch of Indigos to be affected by it. We don't know what affected us. It could have been radiation. It could have been social engineering. There's a lot of things that affected the 95 Broken Batch, Also, we watched technology be created. We had an additional year of development during our early infancy that allowed us to perceive a world before they put the binoculars on all of us, before the Matrix had snared everyone, and then we seen that technology evolve, and we evolved with the technology. We're not like our parents. Our parents can't quite figure everything out. We're organic to the shift in technology. We know how to use this shit. We know how to go on Snapchat and Instagram these hoes. We know how to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Man.
And then after us is the wave of the next generation. You know what I mean? I just seen Power Rangers last night. Of course, I was, it wasn't great, I didn't expect much from it. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just, complete slaughter, just horrible, but it was cool. I didn't want to go into it with a negative mentality, but I was writing my own Power Rangers, the movie, last year. I went to SAC Anime. I met some of the original Power Rangers. the Black Ranger. He read my fan fiction. The actor who played the Black Ranger, I can't remember dog's name right now, but word to, you know what I'm saying, the black power that the Black Power Ranger was able to instill in us as youths, you know what I mean, the character of Zach, you know what I mean. I noticed in Power Rangers, of course, they took that black power out of it. The black character, he was autistic, you know what I mean, getting picked on. He was the nerdy one. They had to take our black character out of a position where he'd be seen as this cool hip-hop dancer like he was back in the 90s, or, you know, a hardcore nigga. They didn't want to portray that. So, of course, they made that the black character, you know, the heart of the movie. He